Alright, I've been playing this game for a year, maybe two. Anyway, I have over 200 hours in this game, so I think it's about time I give a tour. So, I got here, you know, the vending machine, and these statues, these cat statues. They give you stuff each day. This is my daughter. Pretty sure her name is Elizabeth, and this is Max. There's the parrot. My wife is Emily. She's over here somewhere. I always use coffee, because I think it's really stupid how slow you are in this game. And this is my wife, Emily. She's purty. The worst thing about Emily is her weird spirituality. Hug. That's the most adorable thing in any game. I am Naomi. This is Naomi's farm. Somehow a purple-haired lady and a blue-haired lady... Well, I guess they're adopted, so it makes sense. I was gonna say it's weird that our kids have brown hair. TV... I'm not sure what this room is, like a living room. This is the kids' room. Not sure why we still have the crib, but whatever. Over here, this is the fridge, where I keep cooking ingredients. I almost never cook. But, for the first time I kept clothing items, I wanted gear in here. This is all the clothing I use, stuff like that. And this is stuff I like the cowgirl hat, the tiara. I know that sounds really stupid, but down here we have all these, I think they're called casks. I exclusively, at this point, keep this stockpiled with starfruit wine. And then I let them age up to iridium level, and I sell them. It takes forever. I actually don't like the casks, because they take so long. But, let's go outside. Alright, so here we are outside. Got my decorations here. I have 4 chests here. Each one is for each season. So this is spring, summer, fall, winter. I'm not sure why winter has its own chest. But, so each one has the seeds I like to use. At this point, I like to pick one crop and stick with it exclusively. And for spring, that's strawberries, because they're like the highest, like the most profitable crop for spring. For summer, I'm into hop starters, because my alcoholic friend pointed out that once you turn them into booze, they're pretty high sellers. I always go with cranberries here in the fall. I like any crop that repeats its produce. So you plant it once, and then it multiplies. Not multiplies. It repeatedly, you know, produces crop. I don't like ones like these, where you have to replant them. I like the ones you only plant once. Hence the strawberries here. And before I got into hops, I always went with pepper or corn. I had a preference for corn because they were both a summer and a fall crop. So I could basically plant corn at the beginning of summer, and they would go all through summer and fall, and that's really cool. This is my general chest. This is where I keep things I generally will use around the farm. I have a mailbox. It's from Caroline. Now these 2 chests are where I put things that I'm going to sell. So normally you put stuff in the bin here, and I stopped doing that recently because I found myself going, oh crap, I sold that and I really wish I hadn't, you know. So what I do now is I keep all the stuff I'm going to sell. I put them in a chest, these 2 here, and then once they're both full, I just sell them all. And I like this system because, you know, if I suddenly go, oh crap, I wanted some cloth, but I sold it, it's right here. I got it. I can just go and take it out. These are resources. The green one is for earthy nature stuff, so this is where I keep all the wood, stuff you get from monsters, stuff like that. That actually needs sorted. This is for minerals and ores. You know, all of the metal type stuff goes in here. The red one is red for blood. This is where I keep combat stuff. This is, these are things that I grab when I go into the mines. You know, snacks, bombs, crap like that. This is for general fishing supplies, so I have my baits and tackles, stuff like that. These two are for fish. I like to keep one of each type of fish I find. I like to use the fishing ponds, which we'll get to in a minute. This is my horse, Rodriguez. Don't ask me why. This is sort of a temporary holding thing. This chest is for stuff I'm going to use, but I just need a temporary spot to put it. So for right now, I'm in the middle of developing a series of sheds where I'll keep kegs. And eventually I'll have this chest here dedicated for the items I'll use in the kegs, which is primarily hops and coffee beans. But for now, they don't have a home, so they're in this kind of limbo bin. Down here, I have my obelisks. They don't torment me, but they are pretty awesome. These are my favorite items in the game, besides the returning rod thing here. Whoops. What am I doing? I'm gonna restart this day anyway. Anyway. I have a bunch of lightning rods because right now I'm trying to make a bunch of these crystallarium things. As you can see, I need more. This is a shed where I primarily keep well, mining type stuff. On the right here, I have all these furnaces for when I need to turn my ores into ingots. And then over here, all of these are filled with crystals. So I'm getting not crystals, pardon me, diamonds. So I'm getting a crap load of diamonds each time these put out. Oh look, they just did. These will come up any minute. Yep. Nice. And so all these are going to be for kegs. See, I'm filling these out now, but all the places that don't have a torch, a keg is going to go. And eventually one of these will be dedicated for coffee beans, so I can keep producing coffee, and then the other ones, so these are all filled with hops right now. Pretty sure this one's empty. I only recently built these, but these will eventually be filled with kegs. Now as for my actual crops, I've got this system. As you can see, it's laid out here. All these spots around these iridium sprinklers will be filled with crops, and then I have my slave huts here, the Junimos, or whatever they're called, the little blob slaves. They collect all my crops for me, because I don't have to do that crap anymore. And I got that basically going all the way across here. And then down here. Nice. I have fishing ponds. I'm really fond of the fishing ponds. These are all filled with blobfish, I think they're called, which are these really disgusting looking fish with human faces. They're super ugly. But the roe they put out is really... The blobfish roe is pretty profitable. So I've got those three filled with blobfish. These two are filled with sturgeons, because the sturgeon roe is also pretty profitable. So these kegs are exclusively for caviar made from sturgeon roe. And I got more blobfish over here. This is another cabin, or a cabin, I guess. I didn't realize it was for co-op players when I first built it. And over here, we have the fruit cave. Looks like there's a couple of fruits over here. Thanks, bats. Okay. I have a lot of animals, as you see here. But first, the slime hutch. This is usually the first stop I go during the day. I have a bunch of cursed slimes here. All these kegs I use I put fish roe in here, and fruits and vegetables. Basically, all my crops I put in this chest. And then I will take them and fill them up. And then, of course, over here we have this thing to make slime eggs, so that I can sell that. So when these are, all of my preserves jars are synchronized. So when they are finished producing the artisan goods, I refill them all one right after another. So they all produce on the same day, basically. So I only have to do them once when they're all done. And I will do all of these, and then I will run along over here. I'll fix my fence at some point. And then I'll come down here, and I'll fill all these along here. And then I'll pop in here, and I'll fill all these. And we'll come back to this shed later when I talk about the animals. But then I'll fill all these, bop, 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 so on. And boom, completely full. And I will fill all these with various fruits or vegetables, whatever crops I have that I'm going to create into artisan goods. And the same thing here. And same thing here. And same thing here. So I have a crap load of crops, both fruits and vegetables, that I have at the end of a season, and I need all these preserves jars so that I can make, you know, jelly or pickled versions of whatever they are. If it's vegetables, they become pickled versions of the vegetables, right? But if they are fruit, they become jelly. So that's how I do that. Now let's look at the most important component of my farm, I think, the animals. This little tour was actually inspired by my cousin. He has his own YouTube channel. Unlike mine, it's actually popular, and he recently did a, what's it called? He gave a tour of his Animal Crossing farm, which I've never played Animal Crossing. But anyway, here we are. These are all chickens. This coop is specifically for brown and white chickens, the normal chickens, right? And then I have the collector thing right here at the beginning, and this is filled with hay. So I hate giving them hay. So I literally buy like thousands at one time, and boom, I just put 800 in there, and it just ate it all. And it just took another 100. That's how much all my animals eat, because I have a lot of animals. So let's go meet them. And this next one, I have a lot of coops. The second coop is for my void chickens. I'm very fond of them. They all have evil names, like Malakota. He's one of the demons, and Devil is a part-timer. Nemo, that's Omen backwards. It's an American Dad reference. This is Faust the 8th. It's a Shaman King reference. D, Vampire Hunter D. Perfect Blue, probably the most evil movie ever made. So, again, resource collector. Buy them. That's where I collect the eggs. I do that every day. These people all have weird names, too, these chickens. This is Marshmallow. Shamona. Norman, don't ask me why. Karu, that's from One Piece. Sizzler, I've never been to a Sizzler. Packy, don't ask me why. Chiho, from Devil is a Part-Timer again. Zanu. Killian, because the whole reason I got Stardew Valley was because I'm a big fan of the Killian experience. And he has the best video ever about Stardew Valley. Garbage Guide to Stardew Valley. Anyway, I have a crap load of these silos. I have 6 here, and I think I have 6 more over here. Because, as I said, I hate filling up the hay. So, you know, I get as many of these as I can, and I keep them full, so that I don't have to give them hay. They automatically get their hay. This is a recent addition to the farm. The blue chickens. These chickens you actually get from befriending Shane, which was a difficulty because he's a tool. But if you make the effort to befriend him all the way, you know, I'd say it's worth it because, you know, you get these blue chickens, and they're the same as the regular chickens, but they're blue. Little Emo, that's a Naruto reference, because I'm always calling Sasuke Little Emo, because he's blue, get it? Anyway, I love the blue chickens. The only bad thing about the blue chickens is that you have to get an 8-heart relationship with Shane. Anyway, normal eggs, as you can see. This coop is full of dinosaurs. I thought it was so cool that you could get dinosaurs in this game. And they're not very big for dinosaurs, but, I mean, they're dinosaurs, you know, they're lizards. So I'm always happy to see these guys. They're so cool. Lizzie the lizard, get it? Rex. Screw off, Rex, I'm trying to show different lizards. Flip-flop. Maybe I shouldn't have shown that one. Anyway, dinosaur egg. They don't produce very many, but, you know, they're cool. Now, this is my greenhouse. The greenhouse is actually one of my favorite, places in the game. The problem with the greenhouse, though, is that you can't really upgrade it, and, you can't build more. Like, I wish I could build, additional greenhouses. So basically, I have, these, what are they called? Bait makers, worm bins, that's what they're called. Anyway, they produce bait, which I don't use a lot. I also have all these peach trees, because peaches are the most profitable fruit. So I have all these trees that produce, I believe, 18 peaches a day, which really adds up. Because I turned them into jelly. These up here are starfruit, which I turned to starfruit wine, as I mentioned before. And these are coffee bushes. These produce a crap load of coffee, as you saw earlier, and because I'm always using the coffee. Let's get late in the day. This is ducks and bunnies. This is one of these is called Scrooge McDuck, I think. Daffy, the best duck ever. You're not a duck. Amelia. This is Bunnicula, and then over here is Bunnicula 2, the Revenge Inning, although you can't really see that because there wasn't enough space. Anyway, they produce stuff. Sometimes they give me duck feathers, because I'm awesome. And here, this is where I keep the cows. I got brown cows, got white cows, got pigs, which only really put out in non-winter seasons because they make truffles, they find truffles. Goats, Adam Sandal, that's a goat. Oh, and a sheep, I forgot the sheep. Maruigi, Emily too, don't ask me why. Anyway, they produce stuff. I love my animals on the farm. And then what I do is I collect all those animal products, and I come here, and I fill all this crap up. Put the dinosaur egg in, put the void eggs in, all that. Put the milk in here. So all these that you see with the white, these are all mayo machines. All this. These 1, 2, and then these 3 rows, those are all mayo machines, mayonnaise makers. This is all for cheese. This turns cheese into milk. And then these are for the truffles. I usually don't have more than 4, so this is all I need. I usually get anywhere between 1 to 3 pieces of wool on a daily basis, but sometimes I can get as many as 5, so these are for the wool. Yeah, that's pretty much the farm. Naomi's farm. Oh, and the dog. I didn't show you the dog. Is the dog back home? I have a dog because cats are retarded. There's my dog. His name is Carrot. I don't know why. But anyway, this is my place. Thanks for visiting.